Hi, my name is Mia, and welcome back to the Yap Section, the show where we talk about pop culture, music, and fashion. Today we are doing a review of Cardi B's new album, Am I the Drama? I at first did not have very high hopes for this album. I heard one of the singles off of it, which was Imaginary Players, and it just wasn't my favorite. But after listening through the album as an entire body of work, I've greatly changed my opinion. I think that this is a great album. We start off really strong with Dead featuring Summer Walker, and it's basically giving us all that we need to know about this album. Cardi B is coming for everybody's throats. She is taking down anybody who's gotten in her way in the last few years, and she's letting y'all know who the fuck she is. And she did that throughout this entire album. One of my main criticisms of the album, though, is that I don't think it was like the most well organized. I think it had the chance to be a really cohesive storytelling thing from like top to bottom, but I feel some of the tracks were maybe a little bit misplaced. Like we start off really strong, doing kind of the diss tracks and, you know, being like, I think y'all forgot who the fuck I was in this game. Because Cardi B is kind of one of the first rap girls, if not kind of the first rap girl, to be invited into high fashion spaces. We saw her at Paris Couture Week being invited to really prominent shows and being kind of like a central figure within that world. And she's been leaning into couture for years, whether that be at the Met Gala or there was a really great outfit. I can't remember for what award show, but it was a Prabal Gurung. Not sure if I'm saying that right. Hopefully I'm saying that right. But I remember that piece because it was one of the most stunning red carpet pieces that I think I've ever seen before. So she has been known for being in the high fashion game for a while, and she does not let you forget that in this entire album. She mentions it in one of the songs saying like, you bitches don't know the difference between vintage and archival. Actually, I think that's an Imaginary Player. So I've changed my opinion. I do like Imaginary Players now. But I will say Imaginary Players works better within the album rather than as a single. When I listened to it, like whatever song it was afterwards, it flowed really well and made sense in the context of the album. But I think as a standalone, something about it is missing, or just like the context of it is missing and it doesn't make it as good. But in terms of the order of the album, I think it would have been really nice if she'd started off with like the diss tracks or most of the diss tracks, and then there's a big section of songs where she kind of talks about her ending her relationship with Offset, him kind of like falling out of the relationship, he stops putting in effort. She talks about, you know, it's very obvious that when he's cheating on her, she talks about, you know, wishing that he was a different man, which actually the song that she talks the most about, that is one of my least favorite on the albums, but it almost feels designed in, this is going to be a weird comparison, but like it's kind of designed in a way that I feel about Meet the Grams. Like this song is between you and whoever it is meant for. External ears are fine, but this is really just like a message to one person, like a heartfelt message in read to one person. And that's how I felt about the song Man of Your Word, where she talks about Offset, you know, saying that he loves her and doing this, but like his actions not quite lining up to the words. So I think it should have been diss tracks, the story about how she falls out of love with Offset, or he falls out of love with her, clarifying that she never cheated on him. And then there are a few songs that I think are more garnered towards her starting her new relationship with Stefan Diggs. And most of them aren't really love songs, they're kind of like sex songs, but I think that would have been a next section of her going into this new relationship, and then finally ending out with, you know, like, and don't forget once again who the fuck I am. And my hot take is WAP could have been left off the album. I don't think it fit within there. I think she put it on there to like boost where the album will be in terms of streams and stuff. But Up worked if you moved it to a different place. I don't think WAP worked. I don't think it fit in with the rest of the story of the three themes of either like her dissing someone or being like dissing everybody who came for her falling out of love and her fallout with Offset, and then her new relationship. It doesn't really fit in any of those three categories. It's just, you know, I'm really horny. One song, or there was two songs that I felt that were singles of hers that actually could have made it onto the album. I thought Bongos would have been a great pairing with Bodega Baddie, and Bodega Baddie was one of my favorite off the album. It was really fun, it was upbeat, and I think Bongos has a similar kind of like theme, message, whatever, that could have gone onto the album. And then the other one that I think would have been a much better replacement than WAP was Press. And I know it's old, but like WAP is old too. It's only a year younger than WAP, and especially coming out of her lawsuit, I think think it would have been a great song to have on the album because, you know, she was in the press a lot recently for various different things. And I think it's that kind of song that once again reminds you like, oh, you could talk all the shit you want about me. I'm still that bitch. Will forever be that bitch. But some of the songs that I would have moved was like Safe with Kehlani. That was obviously about feeling safe in a relationship. I think that could have gotten moved down after the Offset stuff because clearly she wasn't safe in the relationship with Offset. So I'm going to assume she made that song about Stefan Diggs. And then I think actually Check would have been a great finale song to close out. I didn't really like, I don't even count Up and WAP as the finale songs. Those almost feel like they were just like tacked on at the end. The actual finale song, which was Killing You Hoes, is good, but I felt like it was such a mellow ending to such a, you know, big album. Check has a little bit more of an upbeat tune. It's once again, you know, the message of like, I am that bitch, will forever be that bitch. And I think it would have been a great way to say, you know, like the end, give me the check. That's all I have to say. My favorites off the album were Airtime, Trophies, and of course, Bodega Baddie. I love those a lot. Overall, I think it was a really good album, though. I'm curious to see if it will get its flowers when award shows and stuff start coming up, but if you haven't checked it out, I definitely would. Overall, it was a really great album. If you haven't checked it out already, I really recommend that you do, and that's my take on it. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. See you guys next time.